Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Claire. I'm glad you could be here to talk about the 4th episode of Wheel of Time. Great! So overall, I thought that this episode was pretty good. I enjoyed a lot of it. I thought it started a little weaker and then picked up a lot of ground, a lot of traction towards the middle, and then it had an ending I wasn't quite so sure about. I recorded a version, but my mic wasn't working, so this is my little bit more toned down, thoughtful video than that previous one, because that previous one was right after I'd watched it and I was like full of thoughts, so it was a little all over the place. So hopefully this one's a little bit more reserved, a little bit clearer in my thoughts of this episode. Overall, I thought the acting was really great this episode. I mean, in general, so far in the series, I've really enjoyed it, and especially seeing my favorite characters be portrayed so well is really exciting. I really love Perrin, both in the book and in the TV show, Nynaeve in the book and the TV show, and Lan in both, so it's exciting to see them being brought to life. All the other actors are really good too. Those are my 3 favorite characters in the series so far where I am, so it's exciting to see them be portrayed so well on screen, so A+. This episode follows 3 storylines. We're still in that kind of divided time. And I'm just going to touch on briefly each one, just my thoughts. Because one I'm going to talk about more than the other. And if you watch the episode, you know where this is going. Perrin and Egwene, their story with the Tinkers, the traveling people, was okay. It worked. Serviceable. Did what it needed to do. Again, I really enjoy the Perrin character. I like how thoughtful this Perrin is, how contemplative. I think it's working really well for the story and for the storyline specifically. Learning more about the Tinker philosophy was cool, but overall this part of the episode, the storyline wasn't like, wow, amazing, groundbreaking, never been done before. But it was good. Mat, Rand, and Thom is the next one that we have. That one was also good. That one was really just kind of like a Mat showcase, like really learning more about the possession of his character, which really comes to a head in the end of this episode with the Fade, which I thought all was done really well. It's a really nice juxtaposition of like horror, which we have seen a little bit so far in the series, but it was a good aspect of this episode to have this horror element with the Fade and with the possession and just this family and the tragedy that surrounds that. I just thought that was really good. Rand was really a support character in that way, trying to figure out what's wrong with his friend and trying to figure out, you know, maybe is Mat like the Dragon Reborn and all that kind of stuff, which the series is really playing up the ambiguity of that, of really who could be the Dragon Reborn, which is cool. I'm liking that approach. But overall, again, the story was good, cool. I don't have many other thoughts about this one. I just liked it. And then the last one, the big storyline for me, I guess what most people probably are going to be concerned about as well, is the Nynaeve, Moiraine, and Lan one, where they continue from last episode. They meet up with the Aes Sedai, who have Logain, the false dragon, so they're meeting with that group, that entourage, and just that development of a number of relationships, also learning about the false dragon, and also male channelers was kind of a big aspect of this episode, learning what that looks like and how that they interact with female channelers, Aes Sedai, as well as like learning about Warder Aes Sedai relationships, which I thought was really cool. It's something, I mean, obviously described in the book, but was something I didn't fully comprehend or understand what the intention of that kind of relationship was supposed to look like until we've seen what's happening, the way the TV show is portraying it, which I really appreciate, which is a really multifaceted relationship, not necessarily a romantic relationship or a friendship or a familial relationship, but more at its core, the Warder Aes Sedai thing, at least the vibes I'm getting, is like an extension of one another. They're so close that they're not even like 2 people, it's like one unit, which I really appreciate. And then that way it can take many different forms, which we see in this episode. And I like how the TV show is demonstrating how they connect, Warder and Aes Sedai, how they can sense each other, how they work together as a unit, while fighting. I thought all of that was super cool and just a great window into that relationship, which I didn't really jump off the page for me, but really jumps off the screen, which is exciting to see how the TV show can do that. Obviously, we've seen this before with Moiraine and Lan, and I like that relationship, how it's totally just, they just work together. They're just like two pieces that are like interlocked extensions of each other, and there's no, you know, I think oftentimes like relationships can be skewed to be romantic, especially like when we talk about like men and women in TV, like so often, like if they work together, it's like, ooh, are they gonna get together? And I just like how like clear it is that Moiraine and Lan are super, super close, but there's nothing there that makes you think like, ooh, maybe they'll get together. Like I just like that kind of refreshing look at a relationship in a way where there's no possibility. You just know that there's no possibility that they're going to get together. I do like that for them. And I think that's an interesting dynamic to be portraying on the screen. So I liked that. But yeah, altogether, I liked the warder camps. I liked Nynaeve interacting with the warders, all that kind of stuff. I mean, the real highlight for me is the relationship that we see building, like as a friendship between Nynaeve and Lan, which is something I really missed in the books. I really love the Nynaeve-Lan relationship, but we don't see it very often, and I talk a lot about that in my reviews of the books, that I wish we could see more, you know, mundane, small moments of these characters trying to figure out what their relationship is or building their relationship together, as opposed to it happening behind the screen, behind the scenes. So it was really awesome to see these little moments, like the prayer scene where they're talking about prayer, where they talk about Nynaeve tracking Lan, like all those kind of things I think just really help to flesh out that relationship, and you really begin to see this relationship building, which then again helps at the end of the episode with the thing that happens, which I guess I'll get into because that's kind of the last thing I'm going to talk about in this video. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one. I watched it yesterday, and I don't normally, like, you know, out loud react to a TV show if I'm watching it by myself, like with headphones in, which I do with this. And like when the warder like puts his axe in the shield, the Aes Sedai's like protection, and then it like explodes, I was mind blown. And then everyone dies. I was so surprised. I had to pause the episode for a little bit and like think about what I had just seen. I was so shocked. And then having the reveal of Nynaeve's like power in that way, especially like her ability to heal, it was like a whiplash. I was like, whoa, whoa. Suddenly everyone's alive again. Or like, I don't know if, like, I know that technically Aes Sedai can't heal death, so maybe they probably were like, I guess they were on the edge of the brink of death, or whatever, but still, like, it was so shocking, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. On one hand, positives, I do like how they demonstrated Nynaeve's power, especially like the aspect of it where she can only really channel when she's angry. I liked that extreme like display of emotion, and I think that it was acted well and it looked really good, which if something's like unexpected like that, especially in an adaptation, if it's done really well, that's like at least something you can hold on to. You're like, okay, well they took care with it, it was acted really well, like all that was exciting. So I think that is definitely a positive as well. On the other side, I was like, this is like, it was so quick, it was so convenient, it was resolved so quickly. I don't know how much I like that aspect of it. It kind of, I don't know, I just wasn't super hot on that really quick resolution / way that they demonstrated her powers. I don't know. I'm still conflicted about it. I don't have an answer about really how I feel. Maybe once I see more episodes, maybe I'll get it. Maybe I'll feel a little better about it. But yeah, as it stands, I'm kind of on the fence about that. I liked the way it was done, like the way it was acted and shot, and I liked what they were trying to do in terms of like showing Nynaeve's power and things like that. But I just don't know if I liked it as a fan, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's kind of confusing. But yeah, still confused about how I feel about that. But yeah, that's that's the bulk of my review. I don't want this to be too long, so it's just one episode. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought of that last scene, or no, I guess not the last scene, but the climactic scene with Nynaeve healing everyone. Let me know what you think about that, what the implications of that you think are. Yeah, because I still am trying to figure it out. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed this episode. I think it had a good upward trajectory, had a bit of a mixed emotions kind of ending, but it's keeping me engaged, and I really can't wait for episode 5. I'm digging it. It's going to be cool. So with that, I will leave you and be back again next week for episode 5. If you're enjoying this content, like the video. Again, comment what your thoughts are so far. Favorite characters, favorite moments, all that kind of stuff. And if you want to keep up to date with my Wheel of Time content or any of my other content, you can subscribe, or you can check out my various playlists. I have one for the books that I'm reviewing for Wheel of Time, as well as a video on all the episodes that so far have come out for Amazon's Wheel of Time series. So yeah, have a good afternoon, evening, or whatever you got going on, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everybody.